sand, so they're gonna go there. So I can't get you out any sooner than this, maybe 1 column sooner. I could get you out 1 column sooner. So I could pull this all in 1 column if I were willing to put an underbelt here instead of here, and here. Which I don't like that at all. If I switch these two so that the powder is in the middle on both of these, then the powder goes through, and the sand, which is now on this belt, now needs to go here, and is the pinch for going down, which means that this would have to be an under, and it would come out at the same place. And they'd both come out at the same place. So I wouldn't really gain any benefit by having this sand first. Because I'd really love to be able to run, you know, these closer, and then these farther, and have that nice symmetry. Even if there's only a 1 belt gap right here, right in between these two, I would do that if I could, but I don't see any way to get the purple sand out in these 2 column spots. At all. Because if you were here, you two would be in each other's way. Alright, well, let's keep what we got and see what we can do. I have to go get some loaders, which I don't normally carry. Now let's see how tileable this is. Needs power poles. Yeah, so doubling this capacity was actually a lot of work. Oh, daggone it. I missed a belt on each of these. I would have liked to have noticed that beforehand. Missing from this are... Oh, geez, I'm going to need a lot more. I don't think I'm making that many of these. And I'm going to need a lot of this. Because we're going way over there with this build. Sorry, fish. Alright, let's go get some supplies. There's no teleporters nearby, are there? Maybe this train's gonna have some stuff I can get some work done on. With I don't really want to re-enable this whole thing, so I don't want trains coming in right now. Me having to deal with all that waste. You've got some landfill and some splitters. That looks to be about it. Not that many splitters. All right, so we're going to double this. Let me check something. Is this identical? Yeah, it is. Okay. And then we're going to double this. We're going to let these bots work until they run out of power or I run out of materials. And then I'll go get some more. And that's pretty much that. Time to get on the train. That could have been a disaster. Water time. Oh, I do have a bunch of those. Cool. What are you loading? Oh. That's good enough. Let's go back. Except I have a traffic jam. Because I did something wrong. Warehouse loader has no stacker. I am gonna have to figure something out there.
I can't wait to go home.
All right, Luke, I can do that. Give me just a minute so that I can find my stuff that I'm trying to do here. Hi, kitty cat. Manchester, huh? Well, I haven't secured England yet. So it's going to be, I'm going to build you a temporary, well, I don't have England on this map, but I'll find you a place where I can build you a spot with a castle. Alright, so I'm not going to need more crushers. Let's turn this Wesley request off. I'm not going to need more of these. I guess I am going to need more crushers. Be right back. Okay, so I missed a couple things. And I need more. But what am I missing? $56, $20. That warehouse, yeah, that's a problem. I only need one of these. Because I'm not using it in high enough capacity. And I need that to have a stacker, and I don't know how to put a stacker there. Just come here. And stay there. $56 of those, 20 of those, okay. I'll get this build turned back on, and then I'll go build you a home. And for the most part, I've been putting them here, but what if I build you your home down here in Raleigh? You're a subscriber, so you get one of these. Let me just slap this puppy right here. Try not to take out all the wildlife. Keep going. Build, 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 build. You are not doing sand here. No. Alright, let's power this up and see what happens. Oh no, this bugger's on the way. I'm gonna need 1,000 of these, and I'm gonna need 50 of these. And I've got a radar already. So I should be seeing some of these lighting up. Train's waiting. Gotta go. Slow poke train. Oh, I didn't want to leave that at 250. Raleigh, yep. Right, here we go. I did not get those gates. I guess I'm not automatically making them. I thought I was. We're not going to leave this crap here, though. Now let's make you a flag. There you go. How's that look, Luke? I'll get you some doors in a minute. What did I come here to get? Doors. Gates, specifically. Where are our walls being built? Because I just want to put them near that. There's walls right near. It's a tough call. We'll just corrupt things and shove it here. Really? You need automation cores and steel plates. All right. We're going to set you so that our gates are less than or equal to 100, because that's all I ever need. We're going to request here, but then immediately remove the walls. Too late. God, I got my 50. Get back to Raleigh. Finish this wonderful home. Cool. And then I've got a couple for Atlanta. There we go. I think that's it. I was working on this and this when I got distracted. So this should be working now, and it is, and I need a train for it. And I also need to program this train for filtering correctly. So let's get the generic train getting built here. Let's go down here and program this train. Get rid of these slowpokes. So this needs to be set for filtering, and holy balls, I made a mistake there. I didn't limit this train. Yeah. Oops. I have some extras. I don't like that you're sitting here, so we're just going to send you away. Then we're going to run way up here. Get freaked out about that train and almost get killed. Didn't want that to get built. Stupid bots. Need to find a place to cross the river. Got there. Yeah, this is ready. Wow. I need your partner. How far away? Alright, well, I'll head over to Nashville, and then I'll teleport back. Cool. Well, Luke, hopefully you like that. I'm going to mark it as complete. Alright, we can make some changes here now. Alright, so the data cards are now on the network. Those are all on the network. This is not quite on the network because I gotta fix this train. So first of all, you've got to be a light blue. That's what I'm looking for. Secondly, you are going to be one bank of matter research data. You've actually got to be much lighter than this. So, how do I get you to be even lighter? Yeah. And then your first place to go is going to be here, where you're going to wait until you're full. Get out. And then I'm going to need another trainer 6 or whatever. So you're done. I got you handled. I don't even know what you're doing. So you're on the network now. Now, if I leave everything as it is, I just need to put you back on the network. But I'm not going to do that. Back to them combinators. Yes. That's how I keep track of what I'm doing. So I could put the space data just simply on the network by taking the output of the silo and putting it on a train. But I still got to make the space data. Or the space, whatever the heck this thing is. And that requires blank cards and that space research data. Optimization, whatever. So this should be its own station. And I'm going for 90 a minute, so it's only 2. Hi, kitty cat. So it's probably going to look... Really wish I had done this in some sort of better designed fashion where it was like branching around it and then coming back to it. But anyhow. So this thing here is what I'm looking at. So let's take a quick design session on this. That's purple. This is optimization data. Now it's going to look a bit like this one, but smaller. And it only has 2 inputs, so they're going to come one from each side. I love that. I just love that. So you're gonna go here and here, and you look a lot like this. Yep, yep, yep. And then, gosh, I hope you're capped. You need to be limited so that you don't suck up a whole bunch of these cards, because that would be stupid. And then what's going to happen is the belt's going to come from one side, and it's going to come from another side. That's not going to work. That's the wrong one. That's a little easier. I like that. Why not have a lamp, you know? Give us a lamp, dog. Give us a lamp. You will go as far as you need to go and not any farther. You are going to get all of this whacked. And I need to get you. Did I do that wrong? You're still green. You're red. You're red. The sky is red. Oh, I'm bleeding. Here's a joke. It's a comedian told that joke. It's funny. It's a funny joke. This all goes away. I need to get this and put it here. We get this and put it here. Get this and put it here. There we go. We're ready to build that. Let's head down there. I need to have 2 of those big things. Yes, I do. Good. Is that what it takes? Is that what those things are? Quantum computers. All right, let's get in there. Getting them done. Yeah, with the zoomies, so much fun. You are going to be whatever this is. I arbitrarily choose you to be space research data. Works out okay because the other card, the tech card, is going to come from inside anyway, so you're single stack, you're 1.6. You are this blank tech card. You are also this blank tech card. We might actually have a delivery as soon as you go online. Except for there's no unloader for you, even though there's a train. There you go, your first destination. Empty cargo, inactivity, and you should be summoning a train. Except for you already got fuel. I need bots. I need half of these to go here. Awesome. It's twerking, it's twerking. All right, now I need to get the other half on the network. And this is an interesting challenge. Do I continue to bring the rocket fuel low density structures and rocket control units to the main base to load the rocket silo? Or do I move all that to somewhere else? And of course the answer is I move it somewhere else. But that means I need to put the satellites on a train. Now these three are already on a train, but the satellites are not on the train. Oh boy. Or I could just put this one thing on a train. Yeah. My cat is just running back and forth in the house. It's beautiful. Now this train doesn't need to unload anymore here, because the thing that consumes those is going to get built somewhere else. So technically, all of this can go away. So let's shut this train off and turn all of these inside out. so annoying. See a nice run around. Alright. That's going to help me unload some of this. Alright, good. That'll eventually clean all that up. But I need this train to get the heck out of here. So we're going to temporarily send you up to your loader. And we're going to take away your unloader. Random question, what's the benefit using a combinator in a station instead of wiring directly from the chest of the station itself? It allows me the flexibility to specify what I want them to limit or how. Like in this case, this is going to request the train when it is 16,000, below 16,000. Now this mod, it doesn't matter much because everything's been programmed to stack 200s or 200 depending on what it is, right? So pretty much, you know, this is 100. Normally it's 10. And or usually only stacks to 50, and here it's 200. So these are all 16,000. But this is a good example of where I would want to know, and I'm setting, I want one train if it's below 16,000. So if I was to go directly from the chest on the red wire to the station, then I still need a way to tell the station that the train limit is only 1 or 0, not 16,000. Now there's another benefit in so much as if I were actually doing this in vanilla, where the stack size of this is 10, then the train doesn't hold 16,000, the train only holds 10, 100, 200, 300, 400 roughly, hold a little over 400. So I would want this thing to come and request the train when it's half empty. Right? When these chests are below half full, I want a train to be on its way. Which means that for this, I would set this combinator to 200. But wait, there's more. That's an unloader. A loader has a different behavior. Well, that's a single-sided unloader. A double-sided unloader has a different behavior. And because I don't generally have a balancer on my unloaders, as you see here, there's no balancer between this side and that side. So there's no way for me to have, if this side goes empty and this side is full, and I'm only looking at the one thing, say 16,000, then it's never going to call a train and the whole thing's going to run out. So I have to have two combinators, each set to 16,000 or so. But notice that the red wire does not cross. There's a power wire between these two power poles, but there's no red wire between those two power poles. So I'm adding up all of these things. That's 20,000 and that's 19,000. So this side is counted separately from this side. And then this combinator makes its decision and it puts it on the green wire. The green wire does cross and the green wire connects to the station. So what happens here, because all three of these, the station is listening on I, and these two combinators are sending on I, what I could end up with is this train limit could be 0, could be 1, or it could be 2. If one of these goes low, it requests a train. So if either of these requests a train, I get one train. But if both of them run low, like I'm heavily using it, if they both go low, I'm going to request 2 trains. Now, that's a problem for this build because I don't have a stacker. So, yeah, other problems I should have solved. But anyhow, what that does is it allows me to manage these trains with intelligent requesting without having to have a balancer, because balancers take up space. So I'm trading one combinator for a 4-lane balancer, which performance and all that other stuff, I'm very happy with that. But wait, there's more. When it comes to the loader, notice that the unloaders have red I, anything I. If anything is less than the value, 16,000, request a train. But the loader, which uses blue, is green because that's the way Factorio works. It's looking... I'm sorry, I said anything. I meant everything. Red is everything, and green is anything. So in this case, all of these are on the red signal, and the red signal is connected across. So you'll notice, I can't reach it, but you can see the red wire crosses the power pole here, right? So these two combinators work differently for a loader. For a loader, what this is saying is, and let's say the numbers were the same, 16,000. If anything in here adds up to 16,000, which it will, then request a train. But I've got two of these. One of these is 16,000 and the other one is 32,000. And so this one, the top one, is set to 16,000 and this one is set to 32,000. And again, they're both triggering on I. They're signaling on I. So they get their input from the red channel, the red wires of all the chests, and then they send their output on the green wire to the station. Now in this case, what's going to happen is that if all of these chests total is greater than 16,000, this one will trigger and request a train. But if the station fills up even faster, or doesn't get emptied soon enough, it's going to cross the second threshold, which is 32,000. When this one gets satisfied, when there's more than 32,000 units in these chests, this one will request a train as well. And so the result is that I could request 2 trains at this station. Now, I have a stacker here, so if this was high volume and I were producing a lot of components here, I would want 2 trains to be showing up there, or I'd want a train ready to take the next level of stuff away. So, but wait, there's more. I have some, and I'm looking for one. I have an additional permutation that is allowed on loaders, where, here it is. I don't have a stacker here, and I have no way to add a stacker to sand unloading for this build. So what happens here, and so this is unloader. Unloaders are looking at either side. They're either looking at this side or that side, and either one of those can cause a train to be requested. But because I can't afford a stacker here because of my layout, I need to cap this at only one station. This can only be 0 or 1. If it gets to 2, I'll have the problem I've got going on here with my warehouse, right? And I need to change my warehouse right now. I just realized it. Thank you very much. I need to turn this off because it was requesting 2. And I can't have it requesting 2. I don't have a stacker for it. But the other way to fix that, because it's an unloader and they're not balanced, so you see there's no 4-lane balancer, there's no crossover between these two. So if this side were to empty out and this side were still full, this whole side of the factory wouldn't work, this component plant. Nothing would happen because these chests are empty and these chests are full, and this one is saying, well, I got 16,000, I'm happy. Doesn't look like I got 0, I need more. But if they both went empty, I'd get 2 train requests, and then I'd get a traffic jam because they don't have a stacker right here. So to mitigate that problem, to avoid that problem, to solve it, what I did is I changed it to add an additional combinator, and it creates an OR condition. So the station is still looking on the I signal on the green circuit. This extra combinator, by changing these from I to R, random letter, something other than I, I'm saying that this one's going to put an R signal of 1, and this one could put an R signal of 1. But they're feeding into this combinator, because the station's not listening on R, it's listening on I. But this combinator is listening on R. And so what happens is this combinator says that if R is greater than 1, send I of 1. So it acts as an OR gate, but it caps it at 1, so that I only get a maximum of 1 train into this station. And as you saw by me going through all of those, yeah, it's taken me a bit of work to get that. The big benefit here is I'm not solving this problem in different ways. All my combinators look the same. Yeah, it does melt the brain. But here's the big takeaway. The basic structure is the same. You've got combinators that control when a train is called. And for the most part, 99% of the time, you put a number in here and you say, when that number is crossed, request a train. Depending on whether or not you're loading or unloading, determines whether or not you're looking at, are you below this value or above that value? And what it does is it reduces the number of trains you need on your network. Instead of a train per station, you can get away with sometimes just a train per resource, or 2 at most. So think of it as a way of dynamic train control. And the combinator just lets you choose how soon a train is triggered. In this case, it's an unloader. I don't want a train to come here if all these chests are full. In this case, it's a loader. I don't want a train to come here if these chests are empty. So if you think about how do you solve that? Well, you put a decision combinator. Is you say, if you add up all of these and they're less than a certain amount, don't bring a train. If they cross over a certain amount, bring a train. Hopefully that unmelts your brain a little bit. A little bit. Yes, Rolly. We're taking a dip in Lake Victoria right now. Just close your eyes and say there's no place like Lake Victoria. Click your heels 3 times and then put them behind your ears. Oops, I didn't say that part out loud, did I? Smoking enabled disable condition on a train is an old setup and it's not recommended to be used. Here's what happens. They added set train limit and enable train limit later in the game. First, you only had enable disable. What happens with enable disable is that if you enable disable a train, a station, while a train is en route to that station, the train will stop in the middle of your network and it won't go anywhere. Which is bad. So if you imagine what would happen if I took this train and broke its rail, which is what would happen, right? Or if I deleted the station. Yep. So don't use enable disable ever. Only use train limits. If you set a train limit to 0 and there's a train on the way, the train will still go there. And it won't break your network. Well, that's good. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to take these and put them on the network. I'm good, Rolly. Good day off yesterday. I pretty much did nothing. I mean, chores. I had a couple of great phone calls. Tuesdays are my mentor days. Either I talk to my mentor or the people I'm mentoring, I talk to them. And so I have those conversations spread out throughout the day. Even got to have lunch with a friend of mine. And I do my grocery shopping and house cleaning and chores like that. And food prep for the week. I cooked some chicken breast in my air fryer, because my air fryer has a temperature probe, which I love. Because I can just set it and forget it. It turns off when it's done. Okay, so I need an unloader, but I only want half of it. No, I need a loader. And I still only want half of it. That kind of sucks. Well, don't turn off your legs. Really, anything that's not a priority isn't going to happen in life. That's the way life works. We've all got too many options, bro. Well, my station designs were done through a lot of trial and error, so. Even though this is going to be a loader, there's no red wire coming across here. These are going to be requester chests. And they're going to be requesting that. And what we're going to be asking this is... It's going to request how high do these stack? 1K. Train's gonna have 4K on it. Let me put a train down and see what's gonna happen there. So if I restrict that train to one row, then I want this to be restricted to one row. And these stack to 1,000, so I need 10,000 per side. If I restrict these each to 1 or to 2, I'll get 6,000. But then I want the red wire to tell me to come and get it. So what's going to be on the red wire here is going to be how much space research data I've got, which apparently I stopped allowing myself to carry. So space research data I've got is 1,000. That's 1,000. That's 1,000. Your space research data loader. I need you to be connected as well. Here, now your set train limit on I. You're outputting 0 because that's less than 16,000. But what if this was less than or greater than or equal to 1,000? You're still not happy. I'll go grab a little bit more space research data. Yeah, this. And put it here. We've now got 1.3K. That's if it's yeah, I've got the wrong template. I've got the template for an unloader. I need the template for a loader. Template for a loader looks a little different. This is a loader. Loaders are blue. Put this back to what it's supposed to be. And then put it for testing purposes to 1,000. It lights up. So if the train has a row of 10, and each of these is 1,000, and that's 10,000, the train can hold 20,000. So I might as well just set this back to 16,000 because that's good enough. So if you're all set to 1,000, then you're gonna each. I really only want 5 of you in there, but just for use of numbers. But then the red doesn't go through. So you are each going to be requesting 200, because I really don't want a crap ton of it sitting here. So that when the train comes in, you each dump 200 into the train. There's more than 5 of you, because 5 would put 200 in. So I can set you to request 150 and I'll get what I want, but for ease, fine. I just don't care. Yeah, but you can't because I restricted it. Okay, so I'll just go take greater than equal to 10,000. All right, now down here at the train. You're going to be restricted to 1 row of space research data. Your first station is going to be this one, where you're going to get a full cargo. And then you are going to go down to here. Nope. Here. And you are going to wait until you are empty and inactive so that we make sure you get fuel. And then the colors is that. And then we're going to take a ride and see if it works. Different loading, unloading techniques. Well, I've been through a lot. The multi-level trains are going to be exciting. Roller rolls, I don't know if you saw me going through my combinators with smoking. But loading and unloading is more of an art than a science. Okay. The part I wanted to talk to mention to you about is this combinator right here. There's a video in Mucky's channel. It's probably rolled off or archived now, but there's a video for best or optimized. And I realized I set this too high. Oh, look, a train, a rocket, a train. How you load the buffer chests. These things here are buffer chests, right, in between. And I recommend using iron instead of steel, because you're just rarely going to run a high performance thing where steel is worth it, and you just end up with so much material just sitting there. But anyways, loading chests, flying train, yeah. If you have a train that is doing a loading thing, the goal is to get as much material into the chests that load the train, so that the train is at the station for a shorter period of time. Now, how you split up the material getting into those loading chests is a lot of conversation, which is, do you balance it? Do you just put it on a belt, let the inserters grab it? You know, does it all work out in the end? A lot of things like that. Unloading is much trickier, but for me, the basic premise is still the same. You want to get the materials out of the train as fast as possible into the buffer chest so that the train gets the heck out of the way. So this combinator, because the second problem with unloading is, regardless of which method you use, regardless of whether you use 6 on a train, or 4, or 2, or bots, you've got a problem with the train unloading unevenly. Right? If you get a 4 or an 8 wagon train going, there's a good chance that wagons 7 and 8 are empty and wagons 1 and 2 are half full or full, because of the way that the belts lay out. And the way that people compensate for that is that they'll put a balancer right here. You know, let's say that you had a couple more of these out here, so you were unloading, you know, here and here, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? And then you're going to end up with belts out there. Belt 3, belt, right? They all come down, and you've got to balance them. Boop, boop. So you've got to make a 4 by something balancer. But because of the nature of the way belts work, over time, this belt is longer, and that belt acts as a buffer. So the wagons at this end of the train are going to unload faster than the wagons at this end of the train. So your balancer is going to unevenly, air quotes, unload the train by emptying out one end faster than the other. And it even happens at the micro level, because the way I've got this set up, and this is a flawed design. Do not use this design as it is. Use this design. Right? There's a big subtle difference here between what I'm doing there and what's being done here. This is a 4 wagon unloader, right? And what's going on here is there's a crap ton of stuff going on here. What happens, and this is actually a bad design. This is the one that Mango, who was here earlier, Mango is an amazingly brilliant guy. He optimizes things. What's going on here is what we see here. I'm just enjoying shooting those things. You can't see the behavior right now, but there it is. What's going to happen with this setup is that the inside, the way that belts work, when you have what's called side loading. Side loading is where you have a belt and then you run a belt into the side, right? So the way that the game handles side loading is that the top, if you will, in this case, the top belt is going to have priority over the low belt. So this intersection right here, very big deal. The way this works out, this inserter and this inserter are always going to have priority, right? Because they get onto this belt first, right? So when it comes to unloading a train, side loading when you've got a full belt is bad. Now, side loading when you've got a single side of a belt is okay because you're only pulling from one side. But base ads, how are you not subscribed still? Okay, I'm back too. How are you not subscribed still? But the result of side loading off of a full belt, this particular one, so what happens downstream is that these two chests unload faster than these two chests. Right? So even at the micro level, now, what this combinator does is it does exactly what you talked about. What it does is it calculates averages based on how many chests there are. It's a little tricky. I think Matt Zuri is the one who invented it, but it's essentially asking this combinator is only enabled if the chest it's attached to is lower than the average of all the other chests in this set. Right? Now, because I'm wanting to keep this narrow, because this is a small 1-2 train, I'm not worried too much about the optimization, and I'm not too worried about these two wagons getting out of balance. But what I did here is a mistake, and this is something that Mango corrected me on. This is not the correct way to unload your train. The correct way to unload this train is to use combinator or a splitter like this. Then run it into this combinator. But notice what has to happen is that I either have to... I could do belt weaving and stuff like that. Right, this is the simplified version. And if you've got the space, or if you're okay with doing a couple of, because you know I would have to do this, come down here, do some underbelting, do some more underbelting, you know, then I'd be able to move this back up here, and it would fit right here, which is pretty close to where it is now. So I'd have to play some games to keep the same footprint. Right? But the other thing that was pointed out to me is that technically what's going to happen here is because I'm unloading on red belt and I'm only using blue inserters, it actually takes, if you're not using stack inserters, if you're using blue inserters, it takes 6 of these to fill a red belt. So you don't actually get 4 belts out, you get 3 belts out. But that's fine for me. I'm not doing high performance on red belt anyways, and if you're doing high performance, you should be on blue belt and stack inserters. I'm neither. I do like to use the stack inserters so that each pair gets me a full belt. With stack inserters, this is a full belt. These 2 is a full red belt. Yeah, then, well, the question is, do you need the blue belt? Are you going for like a 10K? Because blue belts are very expensive. Yeah, I'd recommend you stick with red belt and use stack inserters. Stack inserters are great because you get the extra bonus. But I wouldn't recommend the blue belt unless you're going for a science per minute goal. So anyhow, unloaders are where most of the science and magic are. Well, the max you can do is according to the math. Yeah. The absolute max you can do is you have to put a combinator setup together that controls the loader and unloader to synchronize it. You want to synchronize all of these things as well. That's a whole different level of fun. So, alright, that takes care of this. This is now automated. I do not have a train here for this. So I need to go back and build that. How many do you have in here? 913, huh? That's not many. Get a red wire onto here. Nope. Darn it. And then what's our max gonna be here? What could you fill up as? What is your stack size? Optimization tech card. Item. Stack size 200. So if you could be 200, that would be 200 times 12. 200 times 24 is 48,000. $4,800. Okay, so when this gets to 4,800, it's full. So right now, this is telling me that I'm at about 20%. So, holy mackerel, are you slow. But we'll see how I deal with that in the future. So you're not going to be calling for a train anytime soon. And that's alright. All right, let me get out of here. I'm near Atlanta. So you guys are all done now, because we're not going to be doing anything with you. Next up, I'm just gonna leave the rocket silo right here. And I'll let the bots take care of that. Although, to be honest, I don't even need a bot thing to do that. I could have just done that as belts, because it's right there. Can't be asked. Alright. Back to the combinators. Let's check the State Farm scoreboard. You're done. You're done. I could put the yellow online because all of this is done, and then I've got to do this pink. So let's look at yellow. Do I have yellow in here anywhere? Yellow's going to go right here. And it's going to be a 4, huh? Yeah, it's a fat 4, too. Alright, bots are off. Let's go down to the workspace. So we'll grab the 4 template. You don't fit here. Grab a shortened version of the 4 template. So we're going to have a loader in the middle. And we're going to have 4 unloaders. This will ultimately be the yellow utility tech card. I also have significantly different numbers I want here. Which is represented here. This is only 1.6K and this is only one stack. I want to capture all this before I get too far along. And also as a reminder, I want to undo all of these. Don't want any of that in place. Because I don't want to use it accidentally and end up with a bunch of uncapped chests. I did it originally to get a feel for the size. Alright, I got the size. I'm good. Okay, I turned off my legs somehow. For the unloaders that I'm using there, which is like this one, again, we're single capping it and we're 1.6ing it. Meaning that we're having a really small 1/10 the maximum size that we could have. On purpose, because I don't want a bunch of this expensive crap sitting here at a low performance setting. I'm only going for 90 cents a minute. I don't need to store 10,000 or 5,000 of anything this thing's going to consume. Alright, yellow technology requires processing, low density, rocket fuel, and blank tech card. Now, on this one, the first one I did, I put the blank tech card at the very bottom. So we're going to keep that pattern. This is going to be the tech card. Or is that tech card in slot 3? That tech card is in slot 3, technically. I'm discussing with myself whether I want to keep these as full double unloaders or not. I think I'll keep it that way. For now. Rocket fuel. We'll put rocket fuel here. I think I have a rocket fuel unloader somewhere already. There it is. All right, halfway done. Processing unit and low density structures. Low density structures for an unloader. Looks like this. Well, that's a processing unit, but anyhow. And then low density structures for an unloader looks like this. Alright, and then I need these things. Now, in keeping with my theme of 90 per minute, actually, I kind of like that placement. Well, one of you already has 4 inputs. So I'm already doing this. Which is a little bit different. But I do kind of like it. I think I can hybrid them. I don't like that hiding behind it, but it's probably the best place for it. All right. These are just pretty straightforward. Those are the wrong things, though. It would be easiest on me if I just did this. Damn it. Not sure I want to propagate this design any farther. I don't like it. There's a couple things I don't like. I have to do this crossover in some way, shape, or form, but I'm okay with that part. It's this element that I'm not happy with. I'm cheesing myself, and I don't like that. Unfortunately, I can only get 3 items in on a side, and I've got 4 items coming in. Right, because that's as far away as you can get. That's next closest. And then that's closest. And that's 3 belts. So if I keep this design, and then I pull it on this side, hmm. You would go there, you would go there. Hi, kitty cat. That was a quick nap. Five, 5, and 10. So the blank tech card should come in on something that's using blue belt or the blue inserter. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking of doing here, but it ain't it. Which means that the blank tech card should be coming in from the outside like that. Not here, but there. Because that's a blue. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not consistent. This is the only one that's guaranteed consistent. Okay, so we'll move the blank tech cards over there. Just because they have a slightly higher performance requirement. That is double. Alright, I'm better with this. So let's get this in place. This is where yellow is. Yellow and yellow's right here. Alright, let's get down there and build it. Thanks, Faceless. Oh, I thought I brought some of those with me. Darn it. What are those quantum computers? They require rare earth. Yeah, rare metals. I still got to satisfy the Rebel Fort and power pole issues. Stop doing that. Wow, I need a grain stop? I thought I was carrying 5 of those. But I guess these things need 6. There's a lot of traffic on that main line. I should have built it wider, or I might have to build a second one. That's gonna be weird every time. Alright, why are you sometimes requesting 2 trains? You can't be getting that empty. Oh, because you're both set to 1.6k, so you will immediately request 2 trains. But you don't. $200, $400. Oh, how much do you have? One. Oh. So as soon as something unloads, you're requesting a train. So I need to change these. That's not a good setup. These have got to be like 2k. Which are always going to be below 2k. So they've got to be like 1k. $16k. Wait a minute. You're supposed to be. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's the problem. Now you can go away. I'll have to check that on the other ones. I'll just TP to Hotlanta. As soon as I avoid that train. Hey. I have visitors. Big style. Yo. How are you, man? Thanks for being here. I think I had you open on a tab earlier, but... To all of your viewers.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Sorting. Well, wait a minute. You can build that monster mod pack and you're trying to wrap your head around something? Alright, I have 100 of these now. Woo-hoo. Well, what I've learned is to just simply brute force it. Beat it up. Build it, refine it, build it, refine it. My cat is sitting behind me, staring at my